Everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Paul Nguma, founder of PATTERNOLOGY LAB. In today's video, we're gonna go over some plays for tomorrow. All right, we're gonna go over the top 3 stocks and more that you should be keeping on your watch list for tomorrow. So to start off, let's look at Tesla again. On my previous video from Tuesday, I believe Tuesday morning, I talked about it when it was at $422, and so far it's doing great. It's doing really well. If you look on the intraday, there is a fallen wedge, which justified the move up to $444. And the question is, will it go higher? Well, there is multiple ways to look at this. The first way that I look at it is if I go on a 4-hour chart, and actually no, let's go on the 30-minute chart. Yeah. And the way that I look at it is this way. There is a flag right here, which looks really good. Okay. And the top right here is serving as a strong support, and the stock is bouncing off of it. But there is another way that I look at it, which I think that y'all should consider too. And that way is this one. Let me just remove those lines. And then let's look at it from this perspective. This right here. Yep. That right there. Okay, and this one is an ascending wedge, and an ascending wedge is not really a good sign. Like usually an ascending wedge is very bearish. We tend to see like the stock kind of like do this sideways thing and then slowly just roll over all the way back to the lows. But hopefully this one won't be like that. So again, there's 2 different perspectives to look at it. Be really careful if you're trading Tesla. Like be extremely careful. Okay, so that's for Tesla. The next one that I want to talk about is the SPY again. Let's talk about the SPY because a lot of stocks follow the SPY. So the SPY is doing well. It didn't tank. It didn't break below that line that I put out in the previous video. It just kept running higher. And the one thing that I want to see from the SPY is for the SPY to break above a resistance line, and that resistance line is right here. In that previous video that I made, I showed y'all this flag right here, but the thing is, you do have to take into consideration that that flag goes all the way out to the side, and so far it's struggling. The price is struggling to get above it. So if we can get above this level, then we can see the SPY pushing up even higher. But until then, if it cannot break above that level, that is not a good sign at all. Like if it's struggling and it's staying out here, it might just tank all the way back down to the low. So again, just keep that in mind as you trade in these stocks. You got to look at it from different angles and from different perspectives. So that is for the SPY. Let's talk about Roku. Roku is the next one on my list. So Roku is low. It's been doing well. So if you hold in Roku, honestly, this is a hold for me. And the reason why I say that is because there is a bunch of short sellers right here who are getting annihilated right now. Like these people are getting crushed. And if it opens higher to like, I don't know, 202 or 203, then you can see a massive push on Friday, maybe even leading up on Monday right here. So definitely keep Roku on your watch list and be really careful as you trade in this. When I look at it on the intraday looks nice. As you can see, the stock popped up here and then it formed a nice flag again. This one is a bull flag right here. Okay, and the breakout, which is right there, would have been a great entry if you were looking to trade this on as a day trade. So yeah, so there are some opportunities in here in the middle of the day and even on the daily chart as it's looking even better. So that is my thoughts on Roku, and that is why you should keep it on your watch list. Okay, So for the next one is I'm gonna talk about Cisco a little bit. Cisco was looking good until this thing happened. I'm not too bearish on it, but at the same time, I'm just kind of neutral. I just want to see how this thing will play out. I thought it would be a reverse head and shoulders until this thing happened. So right now, I'm kind of indecisive about it. But again, looking on the daily chart and the way it's been crushed throughout this past like 2 months, like personally, I just wouldn't go short. As a short seller, this is not something that I would want to go short on. So if I'm not going short on it, then I obviously have a long perspective on it. So just wait and see what this thing shows. Usually it can be pretty obvious, and eventually when it shows a sign that it wants to run higher, like I'm probably gonna make another video about it by that time. But for now, just keep it on your watch list and just wait to see what happens, especially how it's gonna open tomorrow morning. So again, this one also keep on your watch list. The next one that I want to talk about, some of y'all have been asking about this before, and that stock is Lyft. I talked about Lyft a few times in the past, and it hasn't been performing as well as, well, it did perform really well. It did. When I made a video about it, it was right here at $30. And it went all the way up to the price target of that reverse head and shoulders, right here, right where the short sellers are. And then when it got there, it collapsed. But now that it collapsed, I see something else. I see something different. And I think it's good for me to share this in this video. So here's what I see. Okay, let me just make this a bit bigger. And if the stock really wanted to collapse, like it would have collapsed probably today. Like, but as of right now, like again, as a short seller, I wouldn't short this. It's looking more like a bigger reverse head and shoulders on the daily. So just keep that in mind as you watch in Lyft, and especially do not be surprised if you see it open at like $28. If there's some news tomorrow about something that makes it open at $28, just do not be surprised. And obviously, the price target for this bigger reverse head and shoulders is the first one is the neckline. If it can get through that, right, and survive, then you can look at anticipating the move all the way to $38 right here. So that is my analysis of Lyft, and that is why you should keep it on your watch list. Now the next one is Neo, and Neo is doing great. And yeah, again, this one is still a hold for me. It's not there yet, but it's gonna get there. Like I'm pretty sure it's gonna get there. And when it does, obviously I will be there to short it back down. But yeah, again, this one is a hold for me. Like definitely a hold. And when you switch it from this perspective, you can see that there is a kind of a bullish Bennett forming happening here. Right? And then usually if the stock behaves really well, you should see this thing opening up at like 22.40ish and then squeeze up to $24. It may happen tomorrow, it may happen on Monday, but again, like my long-term perspective on this stock is still $25. I'm not changing that. Now, for those of y'all who have been shorting TUP, y'all made a lot of money on it. That's great. But then again, I said it in my last video, do not get greedy. If you look at the bottom, there's a lot of dead buyers coming in right now. And this is not looking too great for a short. It's actually looking even better for a long. But then again, it may still drop tomorrow because I still got that price target right there. It may still drop tomorrow. But the way I'm looking at it right now, I see a morning star on the daily chart right here. This is a morning star. And if you're a beginner and you don't know what a morning star is, let's look at Google and look at morning star pattern. And the morning star pattern is right here. Again, which is looking, oh, this one is even perfect right here, which is looking exactly like TUP. So be really careful if you short. And for the longs, again, this may be an opportunity for the longs. So there is, again, look at it from two different perspectives. Always look at it from two different perspectives. And now for space. I told y'all that space has a lot more room to run up here. And so far the daily looks nice. When I change it to the 15-minute time frame, yeah, on a 15-minute time frame, it's looking even better. When I look at this chart, I see a flag right there. I see another flag. It's pretty obvious. It's right there. We got one, we got two, we got three. The fourth one, if it opens up here, then you can expect to squeeze all the way up to $23. But again, the flag is right there. The flag is right here. So keep space in your watch list for tomorrow. So yeah, these are the top three plus more stocks that you should be keeping in your watch list for tomorrow and for Monday. I will try to make another pre-market video tomorrow morning around like 8:15. So if you want to hear more input on these stocks tomorrow morning, definitely wake up early so you can watch that video. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. The subscribe button right there. Again, don't forget to subscribe and click on that notification bell. That way you get notified when I put up posts about new charts. If you look on the community tab of the channel, you can see all of these posts there. Okay. And also, if you're not following us on social media, Instagram and Twitter, my links are right there. You can find me at Paul Nguma and at PATTERNOLOGY LAB on Twitter and on Instagram. Again, yeah, so these are my top stocks for tomorrow and, within a few days. Yeah. Tomorrow to a few days, these are my top stocks. So, again, we trade patterns and patterns only here on this channel. And I will see all of you on the next one. Take care.